Hi, this is Water and Air 1111. Thank you for watching another video of mine. Thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel, to my videos. If you're interested in a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description below. And just as a reminder, because I think I forgot to say this for the other video, but if you're wanting the Divine Masculine messages from your Divine counterpart reading, then do get that in the next day or so, because I'm going to be taking it down for a while after Sunday. But I hope you guys had a good rest of the week since my midweek energy reading. This is going to be kind of an energy, see what's going on with the Divine Feminine. So just like I did for the Divine Masculine, I was just with my cards, just kind of shuffling and seeing what's going on with the Divine Feminine. So from my Crystal Visions Tarot deck, I got the Four of Wands. And from my Rider-Waite deck, I got the Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, I got the Queen of Swords reversed here. And then from my Sun and Moon Tarot deck, I got the King of Swords. Sorry. I got the King of Swords and the Princess of Swords from this deck. So I almost feel like the Divine Feminine, what you're going through right now is you're thinking about your connection with your Divine Feminine. For some, you're thinking about your connection with your Divine Masculine. And some of you are looking back at what's happened in the past with your Divine Masculine, and you're looking at it from a new point of view, but you're realizing that possibly there was manipulation involved for some of you. Others of you are just realizing that there were kind of other misunderstandings involved in your connection together. For some of you, it's less about your Divine Masculine that you're focusing on, and you're focusing just on your own stability. You're focusing on creating your own kind of, your own stability in life, in far as that you can achieve your goals doing whatever it is that you're passionate about. So not exactly in a Six of Wands way, where it's like, yes, I have success and public recognition. More in that you just feel, I feel like almost like in a Nine of Cups way, even though it's the Four of Wands, like feeling content, feeling happy, feeling satisfied, like you are in a healthy, quote unquote, commitment with whatever your passion is, with whatever your work is. So those are kind of two different situations, but you're also looking at the past, seeing how maybe your happiness or your success or stability was impacted by some type of miscommunication or some type of manipulation that was going on. Now, because of this, there are some Divine Feminine who are wanting to strongly go forward to address whatever the situation was, now that you're looking back and seeing that there was some type of miscommunication, that there was possibly manipulation or lies involved in either your connection with your Divine Masculine or connection just regarding what makes you feel safe and stable. So it could have been your inner circle, your work, your career. Something is, it's like some type of realization over either a lie or dishonesty or miscommunication going on. And realizing how whatever that lie or miscommunication was about has impacted your stability, either with your twin or your stability to feel like you can go towards your stability with the more material things in life and the passions you have in life. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to get some cards. So we're going to see, I think what I'm going to focus on for this is what is it the Divine Feminine has realized either about their stability, either Four of Wands being their divine masculine, or Four of Wands being just the stability, kind of sense of shelter, sense of feeling safe with your work, with your career, with your relationships, how that has been impacted by some type of manipulation that's gone on, what was realized. And again, this is like through the Mercury retrograde, there's been reflection on the past, reflection on stability in some way. So, and I like how we already have the Moon card here. So what is this? What's the truth that's been realized for the divine feminine? What is the truth or lie or miscommunication that has come to the surface, come to the front of divine feminine's mind? And the divine masculine's reading ended up being 40 minutes. So we're just going to do 3 cards instead of 4. Okay. And while we're literally beginning where the divine masculine one left off, the Fool. So divine feminine, some of you, and while that was sliding off in there, we already have the Queen of Swords again. Okay, so for some of you, divine feminine, whatever it is that you've realized, whatever truth it is that you realized, whether it was a lie, intentional or not, miscommunication, you realize or you feel a bit naive. You feel like you kind of dove into a situation without knowing the facts. And so whatever it is that you realized lately, it's making you feel like, man, I didn't see the signs. Man, I just kind of almost feeling like, man, I just trusted that things were legit. Something like that. And I definitely feel again that this is more than some of you, it is your divine masculine in relation to that, but others of you, I think it's something else. It's not your divine masculine. So obviously apply this to yourself, like you know best. Okay, so we're gonna get 3 cards here. So the first card, Knight of Pentacles. Oh, the Hierophant. Temperance. Okay. So with this first card, Knight of Pentacles, and okay, so with this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this is a feeling of what you realize is like you weren't on the same page about something. Like Knight of Pentacles is you're slowly moving towards a goal, but since this is again, what is it that you're realizing now that maybe was not told to you or you were unaware of before? It's like you realize that you and whatever the situation is for you, that you realize that you weren't on the same path, that you were kind of going towards different goals. It's almost like realizing someone was always on a different path, that someone was always intending to do something, but it was different than what you were intending to do. And because they were all always intending to go a certain direction or had a certain intent, it's like they always kept their eye on the prize of whatever their goal or intention was. And because you were unaware of it, or it just wasn't clear to you, it's like feeling like, oh man, I didn't know about this. I've been working so hard too on my own path that it's like we're going 2 different directions actually. So if we take a card from here, Eight of Wands, yeah, there's some type of miscommunication over where you and either your divine masculine or whatever situation you're dealing with regarding your stability, regarding possibly your passion, possibly your work, more material things. It's like whatever that situation is that you realize that you were moving towards different directions and that it was never communicated to you what the other person's intention was or the other party's intention was. Whatever the situation is, and this could even be like a friend or a family member, it's like their intention was never in the same place yours was. Like the horses in this, they're looking this way, they're looking that way, they're looking all directions. Like almost like part of the thing that you realize is that they were giving mixed messages. What is this about? Divine Feminine Collective. The Fool again. So yeah, it's like you thought you were going in a certain direction with whatever the situation was about, but you're going in different directions actually. Ace of Swords, the truth and kind of expression of what it is wasn't there. Okay, I'm going to use another deck to see so I can be a bit more specific. Okay, so what was this Knight of Pentacles about? What was the goal with this Knight of Pentacles? Where is this Knight of Pentacles supposed to be going? Where is this Knight of Pentacles going? And we got the closed book, so it's like someone never really revealed their true intentions. Bottom of the deck is the Dog, so it's like you may have just been loyal to this person without knowing. It's like being too trusting of someone or being too trusting in a situation, never having gotten clear answers of like where what they wanted or what they were planning to do, and just like trusting that things would work out in the positive way. So what was this? Okay, so we got three cards. We have the Ring, the Child, and the Lily. So some of you, this does have to do with your divine masculine. You may have realized recently that, and I hate saying these type of things, I feel like some of you may have realized that your divine masculine wasn't clear if they were in some type of other type of connection or relationship. Whether it was like a marriage or that they had kids, or they had some type of family. Some of you like didn't know that this was the case. Some of you, your divine masculine never made it aware of it, and you were kind of again just trusting in the situation, and they may have, your divine masculine may have given you maybe a little bit of mixed signals about this. And again, if this is not your divine masculine, whatever the situation is where you didn't know the intentions, it's like they never made it clear that there was some type of other, there was some other energy that they were dealing with, some other commitments that they had. And this is Eight of Wands here. Five of Cups. So although you may not have known the true intentions for whoever you're dealing with and whatever other commitments they were dealing with, their communication to you, it definitely wasn't clear about it. Their communication may have just focused on what it was that they weren't happy with, not saying, almost like not saying specifics. Three of Wands is the bottom of the deck. So I feel like the communication you did have about where are things going, it was all almost very like, it almost would circle back to the point of why things weren't working, of why they felt something wasn't being successful or something wasn't working well, and how they almost like were just kind of waiting on things to turning, waiting on them to get a chance to have like a better go of it. I feel like I feel like this is some people regarding their, yeah, divine masculine. Ace of Pentacles reverse. So I feel like communication may have just been kind of about comforting and being there for the person, and about how they didn't want to give to a situation and they were unhappy in a situation, but not completely explaining all of the commitments and or responsibilities they were dealing with in their lives. Six of Cups reverse. So it may have involved another person, like I said before. And this may be something that some divine feminine you've recently become aware of. You've recently, it's like come to the light for you. So let's go into the next card, because we have the Hierophant, which is again about commitment, kind of doing the right thing. So with this Hierophant card, again, this is in relation to divine feminine. What is it that you've recently become aware of? So some of you definitely have become aware of that there's some type of commitment or responsibility that is a bit of a blockage right now. And I feel like this is either a blockage for yourself or for a situation you're dealing with, whether it's your divine masculine or someone else. Like someone is trying to kind of play by the rules with something. You found out that someone is someone is either has some other commitment or is trying to quote unquote do the right thing with the situation, but it's somehow impacting you. Yeah, Judgment is the card coming under the Hierophant. And this feels like a carryover of the cards I just did. Some of you, this is still related to your divine masculine. Realizing that there was some type of responsibility they had or commitment they had that maybe you thought was non-existent or was over with, but was not quite over with, was not quite completed yet. Others of you may have actually realized the opposite and seen that your divine masculine has left something behind. But again, it's like you may not have been aware that this was even a thing until you realize that it's no longer a thing. So let's get some cards. And I feel like with this Hierophant card as well, some divine feminine are trying to play by the rules in order to get the stability that they want in life. So if that means you have to make changes in your life, you're kind of willing to do that. So the card that we got is the Four of Cups. So with this Four of Cups, it's like, and I don't want to make everything about the Divine Masculine because honestly everything is not about the Divine Masculine. But with the Four of Cups, it's like you may have not been liking what you were being offered, in particular from your Divine Masculine, and been upset at that. But it's like now you're realizing the reason for this is because there was some other responsibility or commitment that they were in or dealing with that was taking up their energy. And so that was like the real reason behind it. And again, it's like you were unaware of the commitment. You were unaware of that was why they weren't offering or giving to you what it is that you wanted. And I feel like some of you regarding work or are dealing with like or realize like how bad the bureaucracy was, like the red tape is in your job that you have now. Realizing how that prevents some type of progress that you're wanting to have. Realizing that it's a blockage. At the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So you may have thought, for those of you going back to if this is about you and your Divine Masculine, you may have thought that, you know, your Divine Masculine was just a regular person out there without many responsibilities. But in actuality, that part of the reason that they weren't stable with you is because they had someone else or something else that they needed to give time and attention to. And we got the Three of Cups reversed. So some of you also like on a more positive note, I feel like have realized that if your Divine Masculine was indulging a bit too much in terms of like partying and stuff like that, that your Divine Masculine is now trying to kind of get on track with that they left that behind. Like I said, some of you, you're realizing that there was something holding your Divine Masculine back as a blockage, and now you're realizing, oh, that they have some other type of responsibility or commitment. And also others of you are realizing that this was something from the past that's already been let go of, but now you're realizing that it existed like you didn't know it existed before. For those of you, you may be realizing or have found out that your Divine Masculine has made some type of changes in their life regarding like partying and having fun, whether it's leaving behind literally a third party situation or leaving behind overindulgence and things or partying too much, that type of thing. That they're on the path to try and do the right thing right now. That things are starting to progress forward for them. They're leaving that behind. Why is this Judgment card here? The Hangman. So yeah, some of you, your Divine Masculine has kind of already left behind their situation to try and do the right thing now. Others of you, you're realizing that this is a current thing, and you're seeing that your Divine Masculine needs to leave something behind, that they haven't left something behind. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups, so Divine Masculine may have been just kind of not making any choice at all, not making any movement to leave behind previous commitments and responsibilities. And now you're kind of putting the puzzle pieces together for this scenario with this Four of Cups as well. Five of Pentacles, and you're realizing that kind of the lack of decision making on your divine masculine's part again was why you weren't getting an offer, and was why you're feeling, you know, left behind, left out in the cold. So let's go to the last card, which is Temperance. So this is again what it is that you're realizing now. What kind of miscommunications or lies or whatever are coming up now that you're realizing. So we have the Temperance card. So for some of you with this Temperance card, I feel like this one is more internal, like you're realizing that there's still things within you that you're needing to balance, that you're needing to work on. You're realizing that there's still things also between you and your divine masculine that are needing to be worked on, that are needing to be balanced, that maybe you guys hadn't dealt with before, or that are just kind of coming up to be able to be reviewed and potentially fixed and balanced between you and your divine masculine. I feel like this one is a lot more like you're realizing that there are things kind of like on a more energetic level that are needing to be balanced. And we have the Three of Cups. I feel like some of you are realizing that you need to, or that you should put a little bit more energy into balancing your energy, balancing your ability. I feel like this is balancing your ability to kind of live your life, that you need that balance, that you need to not just all be pure emotion towards your divine masculine or about emotions over the situation, and you're needing to not be pure fun either. And I feel like for some of you, why this is like a realization for you is because of some recent interaction you had with your twin. Like having some type of recent hangout time or whatever, realizing that maybe now there's something else that I need to balance and work on within myself and within the both of us as individuals. What is this Temperance? Yeah, Four of Wands, Six of Swords reversed. Some of you are realizing that there's still some things that are needing to be balanced so that you and your divine masculine can come together. There's still certain things that are needing to be left behind in order to get this balance with your twin. And again, I feel like some of you've gotten some type of recent contact, and that's what's kind of shown to you that there's stuff that needs to be balanced. Now the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you have made this realization after seeing that. And I feel like it could definitely be connected to this Knight of Pentacles over here, but I don't think it is for everyone. It's like seeing that so much effort and so much energy has been put in either by you on your own journey, or seeing all of the effort and energy your divine masculine has put in, but in different ways and maybe more towards more material ways, and seeing that maybe and then being like, yeah, we still need to balance something else. There's something else that's still needing to be balanced here. I'm needing to be able to have balance in my life and have this stability and happiness in my life in a positive way. Yeah, Eight of Cups. You're realizing that there's still something to be learned, something that's still needing to be learned so it can be left behind. Boom. You're needing to tap into your own divine feminine energy and power to get this balance so that you can leave behind the remnants within yourself that are not balanced, that masculine feminine energy there, and then work inward to the outside for any balance that's needing to happen between you and your twin. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. So you already know what these things are. You already know the changes that are needing to be made. It's almost like really releasing, really letting things go. King of Cups reverse. I feel like for some of you, this is definitely you seeing that you need to balance your energy towards your twin and your energy towards yourself. Why is this Three of Cups here? Ace of Wands. Like I said, some of you are needing to basically, like I said, balance your energy. It's like everything can't be overly emotional and serious. You need levity. And I'm pretty sure we got this for you a few weeks ago as well. You need to release some burdens. You need to get this balance. You need to progress forward. To stop delaying some type of healing or stop delaying some type of goals. And balance isn't just balancing your like masculine and feminine energy, being in touch with different sides. It's like acting as the divine feminine all the time. The divine feminine can create, can give birth, can create like new life, can offer herself this cup, can move forward to make progress towards the things that make her happy. Bottom of the deck is the Tower reverse. So again, I feel like this is a realization you're having recently. If there were any blocks, removing those. And this again falls with what I was getting for you in the post-eclipse reading that I posted on Wednesday. And I'm just going to quickly show you the last cards. So the fourth card would have been the Queen of Pentacles, which is, again, it's like realizing that you need to stand in your power, that you need to be your own Queen of Pentacles. That it's like taking your power back to put yourself in the power position for this twin flame dynamic. King of Cups. Owning your emotions, but not letting it run you. Letting yourself use your emotions and still craft and be like totally in the 3D, rocking it out, being successful. And I love how we have the King of Cups, with cups being that feminine energy. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, with pentacles being that, you know, I'm going to make something true, something material that says this is real, that says I've kind of dominated here. Kind of seeing that you can have both. Because again, it's like we're looking back at the past and saying, okay, maybe I never got straight answers from a certain situation regarding my divine masculine. Maybe I was naive, or again, didn't know about whatever this Hierophant card was about, commitment or responsibilities they were dealing with. Maybe I was naive and not, you know, completely staying balanced through this whole process. realizing that, yeah, I let my emotions at one point, or I let my actions get out of whack, out of balance. And looking back and realizing, yeah, it's okay for me to stand in my power, to stand in my truth of all of the emotions that I had, and then rock it in a 3D sense, in the 3D world, where it's like, yeah, this is what I expect of myself, this is what I expect of you, not bending too much to anyone's will, and definitely not your divine masculines, because again, we are needing to balance within and without, or within ourselves and between ourselves and our divine masculine. So that's your reading, Divine Feminine. I hope this was helpful. I know it was kind of like revelations over here, but these are all things, again, we're reflecting, we're still in Mercury retrograde. This is what this time of year is for. It's like if we take the opportunity now to really reflect and have these realizations, whether it's just within ourselves putting the puzzle pieces together, or through conversations with others or a divine masculine, like looking back and then taking our lessons, taking it on the chin, and say, let's move forward. It's never a bad thing. So that's what I'm getting. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, if you've been feeling any of this energy lately. Yeah, if you're interested in reading, my website's in the description below. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.